guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today we're going to be starting the Throne of Glass series. I think I got these books back in October maybe. I was unfortunately one of the few people who did not like ACOTAR. I was like, you know what, maybe this isn't the author for me, but I have heard amazing things about Throne of Glass, and I love me a long series. I just think, wow, what a treat it is to be able to spend this much time with these characters, even though probably most of the time is going to be watching them suffer. I think it has 8 books in the series. I'm not sure there's any extra novellas aside from the prequel. I hope that I am in love with this to the point where I need to binge it. If I do enjoy it, I will not be able to physically have the next few books until Valentine's Day. Other than that, I'm just gonna hope that Libby's got me yet again. I think that some people too start on the Assassin's Blade, but I think from what I've heard, I think they said start with Throne of Glass so you can get a lot of emotional damage through this. And I was like, you know what, I love me some pain, so I think I'm going to start with Throne of Glass and then get to the Assassin's Blade. That way I can get really attached to these characters and then just get their backstory and then think about stuff that happens later on in their life. Yeah, I think that's the way to go for like maximum suffering. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with Throne of Glass, and I will keep you guys updated whenever I finish the Assassin's Blade on what order I would recommend you read them in. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, okay, so I'm looking at all the books she's written. So obviously Throne of Glass series, obviously A Court of Thorns and Roses, but then also I had completely forgotten about the Crescent City series. I've seen those books are so thick, but those covers are gorgeous. So I mean, hey, after this series, I might pick that one up. I have no idea if they're like interconnected or anything, but that'd be really interesting to read anyway. I love fantasy books so much because the maps are so beautiful. Like, that is so cool. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start reading chapter 1. Okay guys, so I just finished chapter 1. It was actually a pretty short chapter, but I think it's that instant gratification that got me because I met Selena, I met Kale. I met Selena, Kale, and Prince Dorian. Instant gratification to me because I've been so excited to meet these characters. Well, obviously Selena, but I had heard of Kale and Prince Dorian, but I wasn't sure what series they were from. I've just heard so much about them. I wasn't sure if they were like deeper into ACOTAR or from Throne of Glass or from Crescent City. I'm happy that I'm getting to meet them now. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish, like, I think I have like 20 something minutes left of reading to do, and then I'm gonna try to go to sleep on time, and I will update you guys in the morning, okay? I will see y'all in a second. Wow. I don't know if these are popular where you guys are, but for me, I haven't really seen much eggnog matchas. I just remember buying eggnog because I was like, wow, that sounds really good. And then I was like, what could I use it in? And it's like my favorite thing now. It's this one right here because as much as I wish it wasn't so, I am lactose intolerant and this is great. My stomach doesn't hurt and it tastes amazing. It tastes so good. Anyways, it's been 2 days since I said I was gonna start Throne of Glass, and guys, I'm already done with it. I am already done with it. It was amazing. I have the audiobook, so I was able to like squeeze it in while I was doing other stuff. So this was, I couldn't stay away from it. It was amazing. I was having the best time. Because some of this I was reading through the audiobook, I actually didn't tab it as much, but I do have another update. And that update is that I am 10 chapters into Crown of Midnight. Guys, I started this yesterday and it has been the best time. Let me tell y'all, Libby has given me Throne of Glass, the Assassin's Blade, and I want to say it gave me Heir of Fire as well. It didn't give me Crown of Midnight, so I think I'm still like 14th or 17th in line. I'm gonna have to wait for that, unfortunately. But the nice thing is, I don't know what it is about her writing, but it's kind of like the same way I feel about Megan Lally, that their writing just has me so hooked. I feel like I can't put the book down. I constantly want to know what's gonna happen next. I am in love with these characters and the setting, and it's amazing. I'm annotating a lot. I'm annotating a lot, so my little tabs are this one for quotes, this for important stuff, this for new vocab, and this for romance. I'm also doing little summaries of each chapter at the end. I just want to remember if I ever get lost or like don't remember what is going on, I can always look back and be like, oh, this is what happened in the last chapter, blah, blah, blah. And plus, again, just for memories, this is fun. With Crown of Midnight, I have been suffering a lot. Like, I think Throne of Glass was such a good introduction to the world, to the characters. I fell in love, I got curious, I'm intrigued, and oh my gosh, I think when I started getting to like the, like already in the beginning, I was very like, oh my gosh, this is great. But then around like chapters 40 and up, no, late 30s or 30s and up, guys, I was like, oh my gosh, because again, I went into this not knowing anything about it. I didn't even really know the genre. Guys, the romance is, oh my gosh. Okay. So there's a love triangle. I don't like love triangles. They're probably like my least favorite trope because I feel like usually you know who's gonna end up with who, right? Like I feel like a character is usually more unlikable, or not even necessarily unlikable, but like they just don't have as much chemistry as the other ones do, like as the other couple does. So usually you have an idea. With this one, I am completely lost, guys. I am completely lost. I'm like, because I like both of them so much. I love them so much. And I love Selena in general, so I need her to have a good ending, guys. I know that, again, because the series is so long, she's probably gonna suffer even more than she already has, but I need her to be happy, okay? I need her to be happy, and I don't know who she would be happier with. You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, these are amazing choices, okay? I think they're both great guys who acknowledge that Selena herself is great, and something happens in the first book that really, like, I get why she picked the person she picked, but I'm also like, in Crown of Midnight, I'm suffering so much, guys. I am suffering so much. I don't like it. And another thing that I like about the series so far too is that I think it's so balanced, such a well-balanced book. I care about the love triangle, I care about the politics, I care about all the side characters. The setting is amazing, the friendships are amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm also really curious too for the second book about Archer, because in my head, just based off the description, I think that Archer Finn is like Finnick in my head. I don't know why. That's just who Sam Claflin just popped up in my head whenever they were describing Archer, and I was like, I love me a Finnick character, man. Already, I could talk about this the whole day. I am also going to say that I am not looking forward to reading Assassin's Blade. You cannot make me read it. You can't, okay? Because I'm getting little pieces of everything, and I don't want to read it. I don't want to know what happened. I really don't. I could not care, bro. Okay, for my well-being, I could not care. I can't take it, man. I can't take it. All this to say that I am really enjoying this series. I am flying through these books, man. I hate that I have stuff to do, because this is one that I'm like, bro, if you let me sit down for days on end, I would finish this series in like a week. I really could. I really feel like I could. I'm going to see where I go read this, because I've been like switching between my desk and my bed and my couch and my living room, but I kind of want to go out the house to read this, so I'm going to look for a place to read this. Okay, guys, this is definitely not the best lighting, but it's the best I could do. I just wanted to get out of the house, so we're gonna try to get 30 minutes or more done of Crown of Midnight. I'm currently on chapter 10, so my goal is to hit chapter 20 today, so hopefully 20. I think I can read 10 chapters in 30 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here real quick because I think that whenever I was reading the book, I was reading it obviously outside of my house, and you know, it was fresh, so I couldn't really articulate my thoughts that well. So yeah, I'm just gonna come in here and do that real quick. Basically what I was saying was that I really enjoyed Crown of Midnight. I didn't finish it at that time, but like I can talk about it holistically now. I really enjoyed Crown of Midnight and the themes that it touched over. There was a lot of systemic themes, mainly corruption, because I feel like that's a huge part in this series as a whole. It's very interesting that in this book we got to see a lot of the different ways that it affects different people from different walks of life. Obviously there's the work camps where Selena came from. There's still people there, and that's something that obviously the king is in much favor of because it benefits him. It's like this is all going according to his plan, and obviously the people around him are also benefiting from this because they're like this with the king, and this is also supporting their cause, a cause that they're in favor of. So for them, this is all very swell. Then there's people like Selena, Dorian, Kale, Nehemia, Kaltain, and so many others. So it's like with Prince Dorian, it's very interesting interesting to watch his point of view with this stuff, because yes, I am the son of the king, I am the prince, but what do I do when my dad has a certain agenda and I am someone who is very opposed to it, and I'm in a room of people who are very in favor of it, and I just don't want to risk my position because I don't agree with the stuff that my dad is doing, but also I know that if I make a wrong step, now my place as king after him could potentially go to my brother, and he is someone who would 100% more than likely follow in my dad's footsteps and do things that I don't agree with, and I don't think this would benefit the people. So I completely understand where he's coming from, but then I also like Nehemiah's character a lot because she's like, dude, you and me are able to do a lot more than you think we can. I need you to use your position to benefit this cause. A lot of people cannot understand the stuff that we have to endure, but we can make something happen. And then same with Selena, right? Obviously Selena has came from one of the worst camps, if not the worst camp. I can't remember. She was enslaved. Some people even had it worse than her. It was just bad, horrible conditions for everybody there. Now you would think Selena's out of that. Okay, she's probably living it up, right? No, she is still not free. She is doing things because the king is ordering her to. So it's like, again, when Nehemiah's character, she was like, dude, what are you doing? You could be doing more too. You know, and eventually she ends up calling her a coward, right? But again, when you get more of Selena's backstory, you kind of understand why she might be a little bit more hesitant to do something. It's like the people at the top are at the top because they have all this control, and they are not necessarily the most ethical or moral people. They don't care. You know, they're like, hey, so I'm threatening you with this, or hey, I'm holding this above your head. It's like there are reasons why people choose to not do something, or why it might be harder for someone to think they can do something. I also find Kale's character very, very interesting because Kale's history with his family has been touched on a little bit. I think he gets his own book later in the series, but I don't know. The thing is that for Kale, one of the most precious things that he has for himself is honor. That is a quality that represents him. He wants to be a very honorable man. So for him, he made an oath to the king to follow out his commands for the better of the country. And it's just so interesting to watch his struggle with that, because again, what do you do when the person you are serving is no longer doing something that you signed up for? He's close to Dorian, and he doesn't want to do anything to affect Dorian because, you know, the king knows, like, y'all are besties, y'all are like this. Kale knows that that would definitely be used against him if he stepped out of line. So that's like very interesting too, like what do you do there, right? And the consequences of what Kale chooses to do with the things he can control are also playing out very interestingly, and I think this book is just a masterpiece. I definitely do feel like the books are just getting heavier and heavier. Yeah, expect that. It's a lot of pain, and nobody is safe. Nobody. Be careful, y'all. But yeah, guys, those were my thoughts on Crown of Midnight. I will let you get back to watching this video. Oh my gosh, you're funny. Alright guys, so last time I recorded, I was in the middle of Crown of Midnight, I'm pretty sure. I have now finished The Assassin's Blade. I want to start off saying that I think if you haven't read Throne of Glass and you plan on picking it up at some point, I would highly recommend start off with The Assassin's Blade and then go from there. I think this would be a great first book because it goes into Selena's backstory and then picks off where Throne of Glass starts. And I think if you do it the way that I did, which was reading Throne of Glass first, then Crown of Midnight, then The Assassin's Blade, I feel like you kind of get an idea of what's going to go down in The Assassin's Blade because of what you've read already, so it's not as impactful. There is a lot of key things, primarily one key thing, but like a lot of key things that I think because you read the first two books, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, before The Assassin's Blade, that you kind of have an idea of it, so now you're just expecting it, so you kind of really know the essential parts of it, so there's kind of really no point in reading it. Like, no, but yes. All this to say that I would recommend starting with The Assassin's Blade first, and then going to Throne of Glass, and then going to Crown of Midnight, and then so on and so forth. Anyways, I give this book a 4.25 out of I was gonna say 10. A 4.25 out of 5. I think this was really good. It was really good, and I liked it a lot. I really love Sam's character. I also really liked Ansel's character. And it's so funny because I had seen a painting that now makes a lot of sense, right? It was a painting of Throne of Glass that this girl on Instagram did, and it was, I think like the caption or like the little title of it was basically like, live a little Sardothian. y'all, it made sense to me now. When I got to that part, I was like, oh, I see. And then the book continued and I was like, oh, I see. I think also Arobyn's character and his relationship with Selena is also very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how that goes. But yeah, overall, I did really enjoy the book. Now, I want to tell you guys about Heir of Fire. Heir of Fire, I think, is probably my favorite book so far. I am loving it so much, right? And it could be single-handedly because of Manon and Abraxos. Guys, I'm gonna insert a clip. Bro. Guys, that had me sobbing. I think if you like Hiccup and Toothless, you will like Manon and Abraxos. I think this is the first book that I have cried over, right, in the 4 books that I've read so far. I think the other 3 definitely had me almost there. I did tear up, I might have shed a couple tears, but that scene alone, beautiful. Anyways, something I did want to say was that I love when authors or writers in general are able to balance so many stories while also keeping you interested in every single one. Because I think that's something that a lot of people, me included, loved about Game of Thrones, is that I cared about Daenerys' journey. I cared about Jon Snow's journey. I cared about all the other Starks' journeys, especially when they started breaking apart. I cared about Jaime's journey, Brienne's journey, etc., etc. Like, all these characters had substance, they had depth. I loved them so much. I was so interested in seeing what happened to them, how they developed. I think Sarah J Maas has done this very successfully as well. I am hooked on everybody. I am 72% of the way through Heir of Fire. Again, I don't have the physical copy. You know what? I'm gonna say one more thing. I don't have the physical copy of Heir of Fire, but so far it has been my favorite. I know that if I had the physical copy, I would be, oh my gosh, y'all, I would be annotating basically the whole book, okay? Like, I would be annotating the whole book. I would run out of a pen and a highlighter annotating the whole book. I would run out of all of my tabs annotating that book. There's so much going on, and I love it so much. Basically, all this to say, this is my favorite book so far. After this, I have 4 more books left, I think, and I am excited for every single one. All right, I'm gonna go finish Heir of Fire, hopefully, and check in with you guys on a second. If you're a lawyer watching this, how exactly do you go about suing an author for emotional damage? Guys, this is the worst time to be on a book buying ban. It is the worst time to be on a book buying ban. Please, please let me stop, please. Because right now, I think I'm on like what, day, let's see, 31 plus, I think today's the 15th, 16th. Okay, hold on, 31 plus 16, 7, hold on, 7. Right now, I am 47 days into 75 booked. Like, if I had been a couple of days in, okay, maybe I'm like, you know what? So I'll go ahead and mess up while it's still early, right? No, I can't do that anymore. I am too far in. I am too locked in to break my book buying ban. So yeah, now it's up to Libby. And I think with Queen of Shadows, I want to say I'm like maybe 15th, 16th in line, which isn't terrible. I have other books that I can read too. I think with I think it's Kingdom of Ash, I'm 51st in line, I want to say. And that's crazy because it's been weeks of me having asked for it, so I'm excited to do the tandem read, and I'm really hoping that I have both of the books at the same time. Please, Libby gods, please, I'm begging, I need this, okay? I need this. I don't need much, but I need this. So yeah, so now it's just a wait for Queen of Shadows, and meanwhile, I'm gonna sit here rocking back and forth a couple times for a couple hours. Because what do I do now? Again, like, what was the purpose of this book other than to break my will to live? I am in pain, but I'm also excited, but I'm also heartbroken, but I'm also ready for her to start left, right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so clearly I finished Heir of Fire. More accurate to say that it finished me. I don't even know where to start, okay? First of all, I think this is 100% my favorite book in the whole series so far. It was so good, okay? I think what it was too is that in the first 3 books, it's a lot of world building, it's a lot of setting the ground, setting it up, you know, now you know about the world, now you know about these characters, now you know some backstory. And then for the beginning of Heir of Fire, it's like, now you know where the active conflict stands, right? Like what's going down, what's going on. And And then towards the end of Heir of Fire, she's like, all right, I caught y'all up. Now shit's gonna start moving. And then she started doing all this crazy stuff. Like, I really don't know how I got up this morning, man. This is how I'm starting my weekend. I'm supposed to be like, I mean, I don't do anything crazy on the weekends, but you know, I'm not, why am I suffering? Why is my heart so messed up, bro? Kind of like I told y'all, already with Manon and Abraxos, their story, their hiccup and toothless moment had me sobbing. I was like, oh my gosh. And everything pertaining to them and just the witches and the wyverns in general. I loved it so much. It has made me very emotional. Oh my gosh, Rowan, guys. I love Rowan and Selena so much. I love them so much. I love their grumpy and slightly less grumpy dynamic. A lot of the stuff that went down with them is so amazing to me. Like, I wish I could talk a little bit more freely about it, but I also want you guys to have that experience, because for these past 2 books, no, actually for all the books, the reveals have been insane. I love books like this in the sense that stuff goes down. Nobody has plot armor. People get got and they get got, okay? Like, everybody that you think is safe is not. Nobody is safe. And that's what makes it so good. Like, if she wrote Selena off, I would not be surprised. Oh, and speaking about that too, I think this book was so good too, because I feel like thus far, Selena has been the main character. It's been a lot of this stuff happening to her, a lot of the ways that this is affecting her, how she can't survive these things. Stuff is going down, man. And she's like, oh, so y'all are playing in my face. She was like, y'all are playing in my face no longer. I'm not playing with y'all no more. I'm really excited to see her lock in, and I'm really excited to see her like start getting shit done. Cause like, not to say that she hasn't done anything, but I feel like now, unfortunately, she's got a lot of people to avenge. And I think that instead of having all the things that have happened to her let her keep her down and let her feel hopeless towards everything, I think she's channeling that into feeling strength. So I think that's really interesting, and I'm so excited to see what goes down in Queen of Shadows. What's gonna happen in Queen of Shadows? What's gonna happen? Again, if you haven't picked up the series, please do. It's so good. You're doing yourself a favor. It is fun. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's too long, couldn't do that. Oh, the books are too thick, I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, what we're doing this year is spending less time on our phones, right? Check your screen time and then tell me that you don't have time to read this series, okay? Because like, the series is so exciting. The series is so, it's good. It's good. And another thing, the chapters are short, okay? If you start with Throne of Glass, okay, probably not. The chapters are a little bit longer, the parts are a little bit longer, but it's 4 parts, so technically it's shorter books in one book, so there's that. But for Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, like, the chapters are not crazy long, guys, okay? They're really not. That's what surprised me with Throne of Glass. I was like, what the heck? I'm done with the chapter already, and they're fun. And also with like the politics, the world building, the character introductions, it's also very digestible in my opinion. I feel like sometimes with longer books, you do require a little bit more of an attention span and a little bit more dedication and a little bit more of your brain working, because it's a lot and it's a little bit different, or the language might be a little bit more complicated. But I think that Sarah J Maas's writing is very easy to understand. I feel like I'm repeating myself now, but basically pick it up if you haven't already. This is such a good series. This is such a great use of your time, okay? Your well-being might be like, but was it good already? I don't care who you are, you need this in your life. It's great, it's great, it's so good. Anyways, enough yapping. For Heir of Fire, I am rating this 4.75 stars. It's so good, it's so good. It's the best one so far, guys. I really wanted to give it a 5-star. I'm like, I have 4 more, so I'm gonna give it a second. But this book was damn good, guys. This book, this series in general, just, man, pick it up, please, I beg you, please do it. Do this for you, not for me. Wait, don't do this for me, not for you. Wait, do this for us. Do this for us is what I'm asking you, okay? You will be better for it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this roller coaster of a ride. Pick up this series if you haven't already, and if you have, tell me which book was your favorite, because I'm looking forward to every single one. I think so far this one's my favorite, but I think I've said that every time that I've finished each book, so I'm really curious to see what you guys think about that. But yeah, guys, that was it for this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.